everything.
Hey guys, so before I show my Bahamas trip, or cruise, April and I treated ourselves to a little Groupon we saw where we got to go on a 2-night short cruise to the Bahamas. It was, I believe, like $450 total, so not too much, but, you know, we haven't, up until recently, haven't taken a vacation in 5 years, so it's nice that we're able to do these things. And part of the reason, you know, I do these weekend things is, one, because even as an employee developer, you know, I get 14 PTO days. That's like a day and even that, which is probably more than most, still not that much time off. If you think about it, for 356 days, you know, I think 250 you work, right? So anyhow, so I try to do shorter trips, and one of the reasons that we take them is I have a tendency to burn out. This has always been an issue of mine, being someone who is not happy with where they are in terms of YouTube, in terms of their income, in terms of their career. So at least in my case, I focus so hard on working on these things and getting to where I want to be that sometimes before I know it, I burn out. And so April makes me take Saturdays and spend time with her and stuff like that. But another thing that we do is we take these short trips, and this Bahama cruise is one of them. So I hope you guys enjoy it. See a little bit of our first cruise together. Neither of us has ever been on a cruise, and it was a pretty good experience. I think I'd go on a cruise again, just a nicer one at the end of the day. But it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any cruise horror stories, leave them in the comments below.
We're live.
All right, guys. So we're on our way down to Miami to board the cruise ship. I just got my finger surgery. I'll show it after this. Just a heads up, it's going to be pretty graphic if you don't like blood. And not surgery, but burning. I'm burning it like there's plague in it. And now we're on our way. Hopefully going to be uneventful, but quick 3.5-hour drive to Miami. Alright, we're looking for you. 114.
Should be.
Is this it right here? I think this is it.
Well, this is
Why is there supposed to be something in the door? Alright, baby. So, we're in our room. We got...
Took us a second to open that door.
Yeah. We got the state-of-the-art flat screen. Not flat screen, curved screen. This is vintage. Baby, you want to show everybody our view?
Yeah.
I
think it's a really great view.
The view saves it all.
Yeah.
Just...
I love it. I think we should next time bring a poster and just...
Alright, let's check out the bathroom. They got a lot of closet space, so I'll give them that. And... shower's not too bad. It really does remind me of just a bigger version of my dad's boat. No, thank you. Yeah, they give it like a nice name, like Bahamas Mamas, so you don't think when you drink it it's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Wanna hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess. Ooh, to you.
One of the cooler things about the cruise ship is they have complimentary room service. Now there's only a few items, but you can see we got a cheese platter, a vegetarian sandwich, and a turkey club sandwich. For other than the $3 delivery charge, pretty dope to get the free room service.
Yeah. Very cool.
So the sign said teens only, but I'm a big adult, so.
Church and Sunrise Medical Center, 6 medical center, found in the Fremont area. See a private medical center, also
this is an example of one of the ports that you can pull into from Florida. It's only about 55 miles, so if you have a boat, you can pretty much go to the Bahamas whenever you want, which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's look at some of the pictures that April and I have from our trip here. Oh, by the way, if spoiler warning, I said earlier I was going to show off some of the what happened to my finger here. So this is from that day, right? This is before we leave for the trip here. They have to burn it off. That was before I got the surgery. This is just my weekly burn session I did for about a month. Very, very pleasant. Let's see, what else? Chillaxing in our super fancy room here. That's cool. I had a really good time on this. It was a nice experience. So when we got on there, April for the first day, and you can see she's holding my monster there as I take a picture. April for the first day is actually nauseous on the boat, unfortunately. So we had to go outside, and she had to kind of recover. Let's see, what else? They had these neon light glasses that people were buying. Like, the one weird thing about the cruise was that everything was an upsell. They were trying to get you to buy so much stuff. And to be honest, I spent more on the boat and while I was on the cruise. So I spent about $450 for for April and I total to go on there. And I got April 2 spa treatments. And, you know, we bought a few caffeinated beverages, and we got a fine dining experience sort of thing, a 6-course meal. I'll show pictures of that in a second. I spent about $400 on that, so I guess almost as much. So in total, the trip cost about $850 for the two of us. Luckily, let's see, where are we? Oh, and we also played. That includes bingo as well. So we spent $60 on 2 nights of bingo total. So we didn't win anything. I never win anything at bingo. I don't even know why I play, other than the fact that they were doing bingo on a cruise. There's you might recognize some of these from the thumbnails to Ask a Dev. So I just take pictures wherever I go places now for thumbnails. April with that's her boat hat right there. She's very happy about that boat hat. It almost flew away 4 times. Taking a picture on the tour bus. So some of the video you saw was us on the tour bus. That was a really good time. We got these things. It was like a lobster conch. This is on the island in the Bahamas. Where it's like one of the delicacies there is they have this conch meat, which is like the shell meat, and sometimes they deep fry it. So it's a combination of that and lobster that we got. This is me. Well, that's a bad picture. Let's get another one. This one's a much better picture, which is also used as a thumbnail. But that is when April was really worried at this point because I was down $700, and I brought it back. I ended up making $500 for the trip. So it was about to be a much more expensive trip that I intended. Let's go ahead and see if there's any. So this was our appetizer, pretty fancy. We never go to fancy dinners like this, but I always try to treat April when we do go places, because I'm hard to put up with. That's the honest to God truth. Is I am a pain in the ass at times, and I have my faults, and so that's why I got her the spa treatments, because she was there when we couldn't afford to massage each other's backs, right? So this was interesting. Then so a lot of the shit on the menu, I didn't even know what I was ordering. This is like some uncooked beef. It's actually really good. April got some a shrimp cocktail. And by the way, that bottle of sparkling water wasn't included with our thing. They had to go ahead and get that shit, and because of it, it was like $20. But anyhow, I'm not bitter or anything. Then she got a nice what was this? This was a tomato. So that red is actually tomato, mushroom, mozzarella appetizer. Nice little Caesar salad, and this was the main thing. So funny thing here is April got filet mignon and I got steak, right? And I'm eating this. I'm like, damn, this is so good. And it was delicious. Anyhow, so even though our sides were correct, they actually mixed up our stuff. And April was complaining the whole time how hers was overcooked and shit like this. And so we ended up having to switch, and I was eating hers the whole time, and then hers was much better than mine. But an apricot cheesecake, and a cheese platter for dessert, and then a little bit of the winnings. And we ended up going to a comedy show, although I don't think I actually got a picture. It was pretty good. I enjoyed myself. But all in all, that was our trip. And it was nice, man. It'd been our last trip, we went to Cuba, and let me tell you, I promised her for how bad of an experience that was, I would take her somewhere else. And that's kind of how the Bahamas trip came about. So Cuba was a little bit rough. I'm glad we went. I'm glad we survived. But it was a rough experience. That was more of a learning experience than it was a relaxing, let's get back to our feet vacation experience. But I had fun all the same. So the Bahamas was great. I wish so reflecting upon cruises is if I'm lucky enough to be financially able to, I would love to go on a much longer cruise. And the 2 days was kind of not enough. It was a good experience. I couldn't believe how much money I spent on the actual boat. And I wish I had a picture of April's face, because the lowest point I ever got, guys, I don't gamble often. I've gambled about twice this year, in a year. I gamble when I go on vacation, so that's kind of how I justify gambling. It's like, okay, we're on vacation, let's have fun. I brought $1,000 to spend on this trip, and not to gamble with and spend. And so there was a moment where I was down $900, and I was down to my last $100, and April was sitting next to me, quiet and as still as I don't know if I've ever seen her so scared. That we were about to lose a month's worth of rent. And this is why you shouldn't gamble, by the way. And if you do gamble, be aware that if you gamble only what you can afford to lose, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is that if you bring $1,000 like I did, that should of course no way affect your lifestyle. It should no way affect that your bills being paid and things like that. So that money I took with me was for us to treat ourselves and me to treat her, and I just happened to almost gamble it away. But that would be the picture that I wish I had from this trip, was the sheer shock and disbelief of fucking Dylan. Like that was the look on her face, was fucking Dylan. Anyhow, it was a great trip. I had a lot of fun. It was sad to see the Bahamas was so ravaged by the you don't really see it too much in there, but a lot of the islands fucked up. At least the Grand Bahamas Island, because it got hit with like 3 hurricanes in 10 years, and it just destroyed a lot of the islands. A lot of the businesses are shut down. But all in all, I really enjoyed my the cruise, the tour. The food was good. I definitely would go on another cruise if I can. But yeah, just 2 cents. Just a reminder not to get burnt out in the process of life, and when you can, do take those trips. Do reward yourself, because you may not always be able to do that. And the memories are good things to have, because they keep you focused and they remind you of how great things are when they don't feel like life is all that great. So just stay focused, stay motivated, guys. I appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you're interested in coding bootcamp, check out devmountain.com, where housing is included in your price of tuition. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and support me on Patreon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.